What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the V.TOYS X BMS Death Knight 1/12 collectible action figure Batman. Let's get into it. Starting off with that sexy packaging, I do have to say that in promo images, this box looks like it's way bigger than it actually is, but it's smaller than I thought it was going to be, and that's not a problem because obviously that means I have more room on my shelf. Now, as you can see at the top, it does say Death Knight 1/12 collectible action figure. There's the number right there. It says V.TOYS X BMS. Then at the bottom, ages 15 and up. You do have this image right here of the Death Knight Batman, which looks super cool. Most of it's just gray and black, but then you do have some reds in there, which I really like, especially on the logo and the eyes. At the top, here's their website. Feel free to pause that if you need. At the bottom, it just says the same thing it says on the top, Death Knight 1/12 collective. Same thing right here, same thing right here, and then on the back you do have some warnings, some more logos, and I guess some of the legal stuff. I don't know if this is a actual product that was created by a third-party company or not, but I would imagine it is. Now let's go ahead and bust this figure open because I'm pretty excited for this one. Now my first impression of this figure is, damn, does he look good. Man, this is awesome. I wish I would have pre-ordered this sooner. I'm just so afraid of companies I'm not used to. Sometimes I like to wait around and see what other people think about it. But this is Batman. Obviously, I was going to get it. But I kind of came up in my head with a few things I wanted to say about this figure straight out of the package. And after I pulled it out, I completely forgot everything just because this thing looks so freaking cool, man. This is like a Dark Knight resurrected Batman Beyond or something like that. I don't know. That makes no sense. Like a Grim Reaper Batman Beyond. This is so cool, man. I actually know what I was going to say. This is going to be a video of me rambling in excitement. I'm very sorry, guys. But I looked up this Batman on several different platforms, and I mean Google, Pinterest, you name it, and I couldn't find any information on it. So I don't know if this is an actual costume Batman had in the comics, or if this is something that is completely new. This company just came up with it, and they pretty much just ran a mile and made a figure. I don't know if that's what it is, but still. Anyway, I've rambled enough. Let's talk about it. This looks dope. This is like a I don't know, like a Spawn-ish type Batman, where I know it's called the Death Knight and he has this Grim Reaper look to him, but it really has a Grim Reaper feel. Like this is like a undead Batman or something, and it just feels like you could do so much. I will say there are some things, right now only two, that I dislike about the figure. If you don't have his cape on, you see these magnets right here, and they're very big, so you can't miss them. And then there's one right here also, and then it looks like the arms sink down just a little too much, and you can't lift those up at all. And so the proportion right around there looks off, but other than that, this thing is dope. Like, the paint is dope. The sculpt work is just absolutely a masterpiece. This is, you guys can see all the detailed lines and everything in this guy, and it's not just a solid black either. You've got blacks, you've got browns, you've got this goldish color right here, gold at the feet as well, and he doesn't have regular feet. He kind of has like Black Panther costume feet. There's a lot that was put into this figure, and at first I was like, man, 99 bucks for this guy, I don't know about it, especially not being familiar with this company. But this, man, this almost looks like an articulated statue. I hope it's not that. I hope it's a little bit more, but in terms of the looks, this guy is wonderful. So anyway, I've praised this figure enough. Let's go ahead and put him back so we can see how tall he stands. Now for the height on this guy, to the top of his head, as you can see, he stands right at 7 inches. So he is a pretty tall figure. He's probably going to be taller than most of your Batman figures, but this is a Grim Reaper-esque type Batman, meaning He's probably supposed to be tall, so I will be doing some size comparisons later, so you guys will know how he will scale with the rest of your collection. So I had to interrupt this program for a quick moment to let you guys know that the joints on this figure are very tight. This is something I was notified about by a buddy on Instagram who told me to make sure I heat this figure up before I start trying to pose him around. And here I am letting you guys know. And here Batman is warming up in the Batman coat. Moving on to the articulation, he looks up about that much, which actually isn't too bad. He looks down about that much, so you can definitely get him looking down at some enemies. He does get tilt. That's not a problem, so he can get very, very expressive. Now, as far as the arms go, this is where I would say be careful, because even though I heated this guy up, and I mean with warm water and a blow dryer, around the torso and arms, he still feels very stiff. So his arms can go up and out about that much. And pardon me moving slow. It's just me trying to take care of my figure and make sure not to stress anything too far. So they only go out about that much. I wouldn't force it any further. Now for the sockets at the shoulder, which it looks like there's a butterfly joint, but I don't think that there is because they don't really come out and I don't want to pull on them too much. You can see it looks like one is right there. Let me move my light. You can see it looks like there's one right here, but it doesn't come out, which is a bit of a bummer. That would have been awesome if you'd be able to bring his arms out a little bit more, but I think this is about as much as you're going to get. And as far as the biceps, there is a bicep swivel. Once again, very, very tough. Be careful with that. Do not try to twist this straight out of the package because I'm still scared to do it right now, but I got to show you guys. It is there and it does work. As far as the elbows, they are double jointed. Be careful bringing those in. You get a ton of range out of them, which that's awesome, but yeah, still be careful. Now, as far as the hands go, let's see what that peg looks like. It doesn't even want to come off. Let's try the other one. I don't want to mess with that one. I don't want to force anything on camera. Yeah, the hands don't want to come off. There we go. That peg is actually much smaller than I thought it was going to be. Be careful with this also because this feels like this could break if you try to force it. Make sure you wiggle these off. Do not just try to rip this off. That is not a good idea. Now at the diaphragm, this is where everything's the best. He leans back about that much. He crunches forward about that much. You do get twist and turn. That's awesome. You get the same thing at the waist as well. Just be careful when you're turning it. It feels like there's something in there rubbing against something else. It's probably just that plastic that, let's see if I can get a look in there. I can't, but I think it's on a double ball peg, so you should be fine. If you utilize the lower torso, he can lean forward that much, which that's awesome. As far as going back, he can go back about that much. There will be a gap in there, but still, it does work. Now, these pieces right here are, they look like floaty pieces. Let's see what these are. They are attached, so these can actually pop off. I'm probably going to glue those. Actually, I'm going to take this off. I don't even want to try to put this back on camera right now. But these do pop off, so you don't have to worry about them breaking or anything. It is a soft plastic, so I would say still be careful. But yeah, now as far as kicking forward, he can give an enemy the boot, no problem. Not so much back though. The splits only about this much before you're forcing it. There is a, oh wow, there is a full-blown thigh swivel in there. That's awesome. I wasn't expecting that. As far as the knees go, they are double jointed. It looks like a single at first, but yes, they are double jointed, so that's awesome. I'm glad they were able to include that. And as far as the feet, they go down about that much. To bring it up, you kind of have to rotate this bottom piece over this upper plastic. So they do go up, they do go back. He does get very, very little ankle rocker. Actually, I don't even know if you would want to consider that. I'll show that up close. There's really no, actually, no, I lied to you guys. I just was afraid, so I was being cautious with it. Yes, there is ankle rocker in there. Once again, you just kind of have to rotate it over this plastic right here. So that is there, but there is no toe hinge. So articulation wise, you get a ton of points of movement. The arms are literally the only scary part about this figure. Now, one more thing I want to mention before moving on to the accessories is that these pieces right here are actually not meant to be taken off. And so I actually had to glue them back on, and it was a little bit of a pain. It wasn't too difficult, but it was unnecessary just because I didn't know that those weren't supposed to be popped off. But yeah, if you want to know what I use, this is the glue that I use. It works just fine. And then I use this to kind of tab the pieces in, and now they're on just fine. Moving on to the accessories. If you're liking this figure already, then I can guarantee you're about to love it a lot more. First off, he comes with this default head straight out of the package. This is one where his mouth is covered. He's got the white eyes, and you get a pair of fist hands. For other hands, you do get a pair of relaxed hands. This can be for when he's just walking or standing still, whatever you want to use them for. You get a pair of, these are actually holding hands. Well, actually, I grabbed the wrong one. These are the two holding hands. They go for a specific item, which I'll show in just a sec. And then you get a pair of weapon holding hands. Now, for alternate heads, you do get this skull, which this kind of threw me off. This is sick. So it really is like an undead Batman under there. I don't remember seeing this in the promo images at all. But this skull is awesome. The paintwork on this is so nice. The sculpt, the detail, like that, this is so sick. And I've just got to give praise for stuff like this. I'm a sucker for skulls anyway, so that might be why I'm fanboying a lot, but I dig this. Then you do get this other head sculpt, which is like a angry, I don't know, this doesn't scream Batman, but it's still super cool. Once again, I believe this is their own iteration of a Grim Reaper Batman, so it's not like I can say there's anything wrong with this. I do like this head sculpt a lot. It looks a little small in comparison to the body, but we'll see how it looks in the pictures later on. Now, one thing I really like is that they give you this little piece. At first, I thought this was some kind of batarang or a hook, but it is actually for this lamp that you get. And this is, man, this is sick. If there was a way to turn a light switch on in there, I would love this 10 times more. But it just clamps on like that or hooks on like that, and then you can have Batman hold it. This is awesome, man. I like this a lot, but that's still not the best. Now, in terms of these weapons, I'm just going to show them off from least favorite to favorite. First off, you get a scythe. This thing, once again, paintwork, detail, it's all there. This thing looks dope. Feels a little fragile, so be careful with it. But this thing is, man, this just looks awesome. You've got the blacks, the grays, the browns, the golds, the reds, the yellows. It's like lava flowing through the axe, and I dig that. Next up, you get, I don't know if you guys know what this is, but if you've ever played Soul Calibur, then you should know this right here is completely Nightmare's weapon, or one version of it anyway. I believe this is like the Soul Calibur 4 version, where normally the eye is like right there, but you've got how the lava is like traveling through it. You've got the blade where it's chipped in certain areas. Man, this is so clean, yo. I cannot praise this enough. This is clean. I love this. Now, for my favorite one, it's this one here. This is the more clean weapon. It looks like he only uses this when he's ready to go for the kill, because there's not too much damage that looks like it's done in this one. Like, as far as sculpt work, it looks like it's more clean than the rest of the weapons. You've got the eyes right there. The hilt looks so clean, and this is dope, man. And that's still not it. The best accessory is the cape. Can't go wrong with Batman having some kind of cape. And as you can see, this one is like very weathered. You've got the brown at the bottom, where clearly he's been walking through a ton of mud. You've got a bunch of these white spots on here. I'm guessing like it's some kind of rain or something. And then there's a hood at the top, which you can pull over his head, and his horns go right through. So this is just it, man. This is dope. accessory wise, this guy gets a 15 out of 10. Moving on to size comparisons, here we have him standing next to a Mafex Justice League Ben Affleck Batman, a Mezco take on Batman Beyond, and of course the SH Figure Arts The Dark Knight Returns Batman. Here he is standing next to a DC Icons Nightwing, a Mattel Classic Outfit Robin, and a Marvel Legends Scarlet Spidey 2-pack Red Hood. Alright, and now that we are here at my final thoughts, let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty, because I have some things to say. And it took me a while to notice this. You guys have probably already spammed the comments if you watch this. First off, mine didn't come with the shoulder plates that he's supposed to come with. I thought that the magnets were actually supposed to latch on to the cape somewhere, and I didn't realize that that wasn't what they were for until I got to the segment where I was about to show you guys what the cape looked like on the figure. But I couldn't get to that because pretty much from what I've seen, the cape is supposed to latch on to the shoulder blades somehow, and that's what holds it on him. Right now, the only reason it's staying on is because I have the hoodie on. So that's... I mean, I'm pretty sure that's going to be fine. I've already contacted the person who I got this from, Toy Fiend. He's awesome, and I'm pretty sure he's going to reach out to V.TOYS for me and see what we can do about that. But off of that, that's just something that's specific to me. Hopefully everything else I mentioned is specific to me also, which is why I'm just going to explain it from my perspective. I wanted to pose this guy up and take some shots and everything, make him look nice. But I found it so difficult to part swap with this guy. Even after heating him up, even after putting it in hot water, everything, like I could not interchange the hands. I couldn't take the head off of this guy. And at the price point that I paid, I just didn't really want to force anything. I was not able to get any kind of poses out of this guy. It was to the point to where the only pictures I had taken was just him like this in a vanilla pose, and I don't even want to include those at the end of my video. So, but that being said, I do have two buddies that have this figure, and I think they enjoy it. That's going to be Pharaoh Black. I've seen him post a couple of pictures on Instagram, and also my buddy Starblast Studios, who also did a review, and I actually checked his review to make sure I had everything, which was another reason I realized I was missing the shoulder blades. So, yeah, anyway, this figure's cool. I think my experience is just bad with it, but needless to say, there are other reviews out there. Go check out some of those, see what issues those guys may have, or maybe they don't have any issues, but just see what they have to say before you go base your opinion on whether you want to buy this figure or not based off my review, because everything that I mentioned could just be my figure, but my experience with this guy, I don't know. I enjoy the look of the figure, but I don't enjoy the figure itself just because I feel like I can't do anything with it. So that being said, this is my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and stay safe wherever you are. Bye.